The Joe Rogan Experience.
I'm drawing a blank on the term, but what is it called when your body sets its time for the day from the sun and
circadian rhythm?
Yeah, circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be great for that. So it benefits your sleep a lot, right? To get sunlight early in the morning.
Yeah, supposedly.
It sets your body's clock, your mind's clock.
I've never had a problem with sleep.
Yeah, me neither.
Luckily. I'm just one of those guys.
That suck.
Suck.
Yeah, I have friends that really struggle with sleep.
My wife struggles with sleep.
Yeah.
I can go to sleep on a fucking train station floor.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. And I'm not super empathetic about it too, because sometimes like my wife will be up like doing something in the middle of the night, and she's like, she can't sleep, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go back to sleep. She's like, don't you think I want to?
Yeah, some people just can't sleep.
Yeah.
Well, Jocko only sleeps like 4 hours a night.
Dude, that's not good for you.
He says he doesn't need any more.
Yeah, but his brain does.
I don't know.
Maybe
know.
not like for functioning right now, but like long term. Like
Yeah.
you ask Andrew Huberman, and that's one of the things you could do to like help your brain function as long as possible. And like with Alzheimer's and all kinds of brain issues, like long term, sleep is a major factor.
Yeah, it's a major factor if they look at the correlation between like the amount of hours you sleep and the instances of Alzheimer's. There seems to be some sort of a connection.
Huge.
Yeah, I don't know. Jocko's a different kind of animal, though. Maybe
He's definitely seems built different.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't need it. I think there's certain people. I think Arnold is one of those people too. Schwarzenegger. I think he said he only sleeps a few hours a night.
Yeah.
I think there's certain people that just like they have just different requirements. There are people that like physically don't need as much sleep. Like everybody needs some sleep, but I think there are people. I'm not one of them. I can notice the difference between 6 and 8 hours. I know it's a big difference. 6 hours, I'm like, oh, I got to push. There's an extra push. Whereas 8 hours, good to go.
Yeah.
You know?
I sleep 6 or 7 hours a night. But I feel like everybody's different. Like there must be outliers to only sleep 4 hours a night and function well. It must not affect your hormones as much as most people. Because like I feel like most people, if you sleep 4 hours a night, it's terrible for your hormones.
It really
causes
depends.
a crazy crash in your hormones.
I think it really depends on what you're doing. Like for some people, like if you're only sleeping 4 hours, but your job is very engaging and very intense and there's a lot of adrenaline, you're fired up, like at the end of that day, you're probably going to crash hard, but you might be able to pull it off and keep going. But if you have like some fucking paperwork job and you only slept like 4 hours, you're going to be yawning and falling asleep. You're going to be barely able to get through it.
Or even this job, there's like the brain function aspect. You know?
Oh, here it is.
Huge.
After 10 years search, scientists find second short sleep gene. After a decade of searching, UC San Francisco scientists who identified the only human gene known to produce natural short sleep, lifelong nightly sleep that lasts just 4 to 6 hours yet leaves individuals feeling fully rested, have discovered a second. It says, before we identified the first short sleep gene, people really really weren't thinking about sleep duration in genetic terms, said Ying-Hu Fu, PhD, professor of neurology and member of the UCSF Wheel Institute for Neurosciences. Fu led the research teams that discovered both short sleep genes, the newest of which is described in a paper published August 28, 2019, in the Journal of Neuron. According to Fu, many scientists once thought that certain sleep behaviors couldn't be studied genetically. Sleep can be difficult to study using the tools of human genetics because people use alarms, coffee, and pills to alter their natural sleep cycles, she said. These sleep disruptions, the thinking went, made it difficult for researchers to distinguish between people who naturally sleep for less than 6 hours and those who do so only with the aid of an artificial stimulant. And natural short sleepers remained a mystery until 2009 when a study conducted by Fu's team discovered that people who had inherited a particular mutation in a gene called DEC2 averaged only 6.25 hours of sleep per night. Study participants lacking the mutation averaged 8.06 hours. The finding provided the first conclusive evidence that natural short sleep is, at least in some cases, genetic, but this mutation is rare, so while it helped explain some natural short sleepers, it couldn't account for all of them. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I think Jocko is just an animal.
Yeah, just must vary.
I think he likes
person.
being tired. I think he likes waking up tired and then pushing through it.
He's probably so used to suffering on a daily that just becomes his baseline. If he's not suffering, he probably doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
right?
Well, how many fucking go to his Instagram? How many photos are there of his watch?
Yeah.
At 4:30 in the morning.
He's got the
Just says
worst
go
but best
time.
Instagram, but the worst Instagram. You're just like another watch photo. But you know he's getting after it.